Welcome to this week's App of the Week. Today I'm going to show you a Google Chrome extension. This is mostly for my math and science teachers out there. This is an extension called Equatio. It's basically spelling the word equation without the N at the end, but it is a Google extension within a Chrome web store that we can use to insert math equations inside of an item, inside of a site, inside of our Google Doc, inside of our Google Form. So I'm going to show you how to do that using this great new extension. So I think you're going to really like some of the features that it offers. Once you have installed the extension, you will need to give it permissions, and then you'll be able to use it within your web browser, on your Google Docs, on your Google Forms. So that will just be a few steps that you'll need to do. So once you have that, you'll see the extension show up on your toolbar. You can select it, and you'll see this pop-up menu show up down at the bottom. Now, what's nice about it is it's a nice long, it gives you plenty of space to write it. You can adjust the size of it, so if I need more space, I can pull this up or pull it down. So it gives me some flexibility with that. I have a few options in terms of how I can enter my math problems. It does have an equation editor with predictions inside of it, so you can type in there. So I can type in 12, click in here, 12x plus, and you see as I type the word plus, it automatically predicts that, and I can say 2x squared. If I'm type SQ, and you see it starts to predict some of the different things that I have, or things I might want to include in here, so I can continue to add that, so I can put things in there that way. It also has the lot text in here, so if you are familiar with that, you're more than welcome to use that, but that can be a little bit confusing. So I'm not going to go in too much into that editor, but just know that that is an option. They do have handwriting recognition, so if you wanted to handwrite something in here, you could do that as well. So if I wanted to go in here and put something in here like -4, I see I can type that in with my hand, and I was just using my keypad. You can do this on a touch screen, or if you're comfortable using your mouse, you can do that, and you see it just added it to the end of what I did, so you can use that as well. It also has a speech input where you can speak into that as well, so that is another good option to use. But once you have entered your equation, you see I've done a few things in here. I did some stuff with my handwriting. I did some things with the math part in here. Once I have what I want ready to go, I can hit insert math, and then it'll put that equation inside my Google Doc. And now I have access to this, and now my students will be able to see it, and they can solve it from here. What's nice about this is that since Equatio is developed by TextHelp, it integrates nicely with our Read and Write for Google, which is also developed by TextHelp. So you can see here I have a few problems in here already that I can now click on my Read and Write for Google and have it read to my students.
10 minus x equals -20.
So that is a great accessibility option for our students, and that will make things a lot better for our students who need that extra care on, or that extra feature inside of their math problems. So you'll be able to do that from there. I also want to show it to you from the Google Forms side as well, because I really think that you're going to like this. So here's my Google form, and you'll see here I've already inserted a question in here, and I'm going to create a new question here that says find which number or which option is greater. Okay, and you'll notice here in my Google Forms I now have this blue button here, and that blue button is the Equatio. So again, this will require you to set some permissions, but it only takes a second. So now what I can do is I can insert the math equation inside of here. You'll notice for this first problem, I inserted the math problem right here, so my students can see it inside the question, as opposed to it being a separate picture. It is the equation is sitting in there right inside the question. So if I wanted to, I could insert the equation inside the question. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert it as an option. So I'm going to use my Equatio here to insert a few options up here for my students to select from. So I'm going to click on the button, and then you see here I have my full Equatio features. So I can type in things using the predictor with the equation editor. I can use my latex, I can use my handwriting recognition, or I can use my speech input. So I'm just going to put a few options in here for students to respond to. So I'm going to put a fraction. Okay, and I'm going to put a square root. You may want to put A, so that they see that that's option A, and then B, and then now you can put another option in here. And I can continue to add more options, but you get the point of it. So students would be able to go through and see these options and click on it. So that's for you creating it as a teacher. But what's really powerful is when you see it from the student side. So now we're going to click on this Google form from the student perspective to see what it would look like for them to complete it. So from the student perspective, they would see the form just like this. And one difference that you'll notice right away is that when they have installed the Equatio extension, they will see this blue button here that will, when they click on it, that will allow them to access the features inside of Equatio, which is awesome because it's going to give them the ability to show their work within a Google form. So for example, if a student wanted to solve this equation here where it says to solve for x, they can click on the Equatio options down here using the equation editor, the latex, the handwriting recognition, the speech recognition, whichever ones they wanted to, and they could solve the problem from here. So a student could essentially go in here and solve this problem and show all of their work. So once a student has done showing all of their work here, you can see that they've done it in multiple lines here, going step by step. They can click this Insert Math button, and all of their work now shows in their answer right there for the teacher to be able to see. I'm going to just click one here, and I'm going to hit Submit. And so now that student's work has been submitted, and as a teacher, I can view that response and I can see the student's full work right here. So it is a really great way to be able to pull out and see what the student was thinking and how they got to their answers, and it just helps me to make better decisions on the feedback that I give them. There are lots of other features that are coming along inside of Equatio, including a Spanish language aspect of it, as well as other things for maybe our younger students like manipulatives and some geometry options as well. So lots of great things that are coming in the months for this. But this is just a brief introduction to Equatio, a math equation editor that you can use inside of your Chrome browser, specifically with Google Docs and Google Forms.